Hey guys, happy Füducation Friday to you today. I thought I would shoot a different type of kitchen video today because I think a lot of us really need to learn how to be more efficient in our kitchen so we're more successful, it's easier to cook, we don't get frustrated. And I have to say that somebody shared this information with me, gosh, like 25 years ago, and it was a real game changer. So I thought I would share that information with you today as well and hopefully inspire you. Now, being efficient in your kitchen isn't necessarily the most aesthetically beautiful way to have your kitchen designed and laid out on your countertops and such, but you spend a lot more time in your kitchen cooking than you probably do looking at it with people from the outside. So why not make it efficient for you so when you're working you can be, really confident in the way that you move about your kitchen, because there's kind of a dance to it, right? Especially if there's more than one of you in your kitchen at the same time, you're definitely doing a dance. So my chef friend named Chris several years ago came into my kitchen to really help me, because at that time not only have I made thousands and thousands of meals for my own family over these 25 years, but I also used to, with a couple girlfriends, make meals for our Balance Habits Kickstart customers at the gyms. And we really had to work in here. We had to really make it work with 3 different people sometimes. So let's talk about how you can maybe make your kitchen more efficient today. So I wanted to start with the range. Now, it doesn't matter how big or how small the range is. The purpose is how efficient and organized are you when you're standing at your range. So, imagining that you have several things going on the stovetop at one time, how can you easily grab whatever you need? So the way I have it laid out is to the left, in the little drawers, I have some additional spices. Then the next drawer over are my pot holders. And then finally, my very first drawer here is my additional utensils, like all the measuring spoons and measuring cups and all the little things that you use all the time. But where do you keep them? You don't want to keep them behind you. You want to keep them right next to you, because that's really where all the work is being done. And then I have all of my lids and skillets and the things like that I don't have hanging up in these drawers. So it really pays to be organized in these drawers, because you want to be able to see what you need quickly and not have to dig through it. So I really want to encourage you to take the time to organize yourself in a way that makes sense for you when you're cooking, so it's not frustrating, because that's what we don't want to do. Now, I also, at my stovetop, do what most people suggest you don't do, and that's keep my spices that I use all the time right above me. Now here's my hood. So there's not a ton of escape room for hot air from a big range like this. But I do use these spices so often that I replenish them so often, so I don't really worry about it. But you want to really be aware of spices, and you just don't want to dry them out. They won't go bad, but they will get dry. Then the spices that all of us use all the time are salt and pepper. So I have my black pepper grinder. Then in the little gray tub I have ground pepper. Then in the white tub I have kosher salt. And this allows me to take those little pinches that I put in my recipes. And then in the red tub I have a mixture of black pepper and kosher salt together, so I can easily make little pinches and really move about my kitchen fast. And then we like spice in our family, so these are red pepper chili flakes. So we add that a lot. And then to the side I have my utensils that I use all the time. Right here I have tons more, but I don't use them as often, so I keep the other ones in a drawer, and when I have a specific need for them I pull them out. And then I have the knives that I use all the time right here, and my kitchen shears, which I only use this way. And then I have additional knives, but most importantly I have my knife sharpener right above. Remember, I've talked many different times about having a sharp knife will really change everything for you. So don't ever have dull knives. Now, I really want to encourage you to not use too much paper products. Okay, there's so many other ways that we can conserve paper, and really they're not as efficient as you could be in your kitchen. So I always have a rag. This rag, when I'm cooking, is usually in my apron pocket, or the pocket of my pants, whatever, so I can just easily wipe my hands on it rather than rely on a ton of paper towels all the time. The same thing for my kids, and as we were growing up, we didn't use paper napkins. I always had cloth napkins. It's so easy to just throw them in a little basket, and then when you do your laundry on a weekly basis, you just wash your rags and wash your napkins and start all over again, and you save paper. So I really want to encourage you to do that today. And then I have a basket here of onions and garlic and yams and potatoes and squash and things hanging out there. And it's also really good because they get aerated. So that's the way to go with that. I have more spices over here, things I don't use all the time, some oils that I don't use all the time over here. And then I'm going to back up because this is really the biggest benefit that my friend Chris taught me to do many years ago. And that was to get a pot holder and hang it all the way in my ceiling. I have high ceilings in here above my big old double sink. So when I did have a bunch of girlfriends in here and we were cooking, somebody could wash a skillet, hang it up, and it could drip dry right over the sink. So this was really a benefit to us. It made everything a lot faster, and it was just a really great tip. So I wanted to share that with you today because I thought this was a really good one. And then, this sounds really funny, but for those of you who do not have a built-in trash can, I know that I don't have space for it, but at that time, when I was cooking a bunch of food and my friend Chris was kind of watching me and critiquing me and giving me suggestions, I was taking things from the counter to the trash can. It never occurred to me that my trash can was movable. And so I would based on her suggestion, move my trash can to me, and then I was even faster by being able to throw the waste into the trash can. So just in case you haven't thought about that, I wanted to share that with you. So that's really all I have for you today, but I hope to inspire you in your kitchen to just make your life easier, because that's really what it's all about, right? That will make it more fun for you. And it also just gives you more reason to make your kitchen the way that you want it, all right? This is all about making your life easy so that you can create some fabulous and healthy meals. Have a great rest of your Friday, and thanks for joining me. Bye.